Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and I'm here today to do my look back, wrap up, check in of my quarter 2 goals as well as setting my goals for quarter 3. I'm going to give a little bit of context here at the start that I set a bunch of year-long goals and then during each quarter I go through and reassess them and pick out the things that I want to focus on and the things that are less important, and then decide the goals from there. So we're going to jump in with some of the year-long ones first and talk about how I'm going with those. We'll start with my reading goal for the year, so the amount of books I want to read in 2023, which I set as 180. This is only going until the end of June, so at that point I had read 86 and I was running about 4 books behind. I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch up with this one easily, so I'm not too worried about this goal at this stage. And then the next one was my physical TBR and where I wanted to see that. So my goal is to end the year with less or equal books that I started the year at, which was 313. As of the end of June, I'm sitting at 377, which is quite the way away. But I did have Rare in April and Babe in June, so I was expecting this number to go up quite a lot, which it has, and then we will fix this as we go. Now we're going to go into the quarter 2 goals. Most of them refer back to year-long ones, but we're going to talk about specific goals that I set myself last quarter. So the first of which was for my 2020 haul revisits, and I had set the goal of being under 30. I'd started the year at 36 and I have now at the end of June dropped down to 29. I'm happy with that. It's under 30. The goal was met. For my 2021 haul revisits, my goal was to get to 100, and I did that. I am at 94. Very excited about that one because my goal for the whole year was to get under 100. So I've done that. I've done both of them. For 2022, my goal for quarter 2 was to get to 115, and I managed that as well. And I got to 110. My next goal in quarter 2 was to read 9 of my friend picks as well as 3 of the rereads that I need to do in order to make those 9. By the end of June, I'd only read 5 and none of the rereads, but it's okay. It's okay. I needed a break from these. It took me ages to get out some of the videos. So I'm glad that I read anything, and I did manage to get up, I think, 2 videos during that period. One for Amy and one for Alex's picks. So I think I did okay, even though I didn't make the goal. This is my last proper goal for the quarter, which was to continue 20 series. I read 5. I continued 5. We're going to talk about that in a second. I had fully intended to read way more than that, but this is a harder goal than what I had realized. At the start of the quarter, I did also flag a couple of things. First, that Eurovision-a-thon was happening, which has been and gone, and I had a fantastic time. I also mentioned Rare and Babe, which also have been and gone, and I had a fantastic time. And I also mentioned that I was taking a break mid-June, which I did. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with what I managed to do over the quarter. And now we're going to jump into what my plans are for July, August, and September. So I'm planning to just keep up with the basics of reading, the basic reading goal of, trying to get to that 180. As I said, not too stressed about that. So I'll just kind of do it as I go. And then for my TBR, my plan is to get this down to 340, which is what it was before Babe happened. So that is counting all of the books from Rare, but trying to get to what I was before Rare is impossible right now. So first goal is 340. As I said, I'm on 377, or I was at the end of June. Next one, we'll go into the haul revisit goals. So for 2020, my plan for the whole year is to get the number to 20. As I said, we are currently on 29, so I'm just gonna drop this to 24 for now, which is 5 books, seems reasonable. And I find with this one, because it is such a small selection of books, that I almost find it harder to take books off there because I have to be in a specific mood to read them, and that's why they're kind of have been sitting there for so long. But there's that one. For 2021, since I made the goal of getting to under 100 for the year, my stretch goal is to try and go for 50. So we'll see how we go with that. But for this quarter, I'm just going to try and bring it down to 75. And for 2022, I am on 110 and my goal is to be under 100. So I am just going to try and get this to 100, which is 10 books. Should be relatively easy, but I don't want to make these numbers too hard to reach because it felt really good finishing off most of my goals for quarter 2. So I felt like, having that feeling of success was better than trying to push myself with these ones. And then we have a couple more goals. So friend picks, I have 15 I need to read plus those 3 rereads in order to catch up with the ones by September, at the end of September. So I've set it at 15 plus the 3 rereads, but whatever I get done at this stage is what I get done. One goal that I didn't talk about at all last quarter was my self-destruct picks. I haven't been doing well with these at all, but for this quarter, my goal is to read or unhaul 3 of them. And I think I'm at 10. 9. I have 9. So hopefully I can bring this down to 6, and that feels a little bit more reasonable. I kind of regret making this list because I just haven't had the time or the interest to give these books the time and interest that they deserve. So we'll see. The last 2 goals I want to talk about are series related. So my goal for the whole year was to continue or finish 50 series. I have read 7. I have read 7. So I have decided that I'm going to drop the number for the whole year to 35. Already in July, spoiler, I have been reading some series, so I'm hoping I can get this number up quite a bit. But in saying that, I've still been relatively kind to myself, and the plan is just to get the whole number throughout the whole year to 15 by the end of September. So it's a couple of series, and then hopefully in the last quarter hopefully I do read more than that, and then in the last quarter I can just mark off some more. But also, if I need to, I will just drop that yearly goal down again in September. And then my final one is, at the start of the year I set out 3 series that I wanted to finish, and by the end of June I had DNF'd 1 book in one of those series, and that was it. That was all of the progress I had made. So I have instead changed this goal to, rather than finishing the series, read what I own. Read up to what I own. So the 3 series were Poirot by Agatha Christie, the original Census series by Stephanie Lawrence, and season 1 of Psy-Changeling by Nalini Singh. So at the moment, that means I would be reading the next 8 books in Poirot, the next 7 in the Census series, and the next 5 in the Psy-Changeling. I realized that I didn't own the whole series, so telling myself to finish a series, was especially long series like this, made no sense when I didn't actually own all of the books, and it wasn't like a trilogy where I was just, maybe missing one. I was missing quite a few of the books, so it just wasn't going to happen. And I feel more confident having said it like that already. So those are all of the goals for quarter 3. Like I said, I'm really proud of what I managed in quarter 2. So I'm hoping that I will have a good couple of months this time around as well, and that I'll be able to meet the goals that I've set. And then at the start of October, I'll be back again to see how I did with these and set my goals for the last couple of months of the year as well. But I would love to hear how you're going with your goals, if you've set any. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.